viewer from Warwood wants me to pick on Representative O'Driscoll. This viewer is concerned about the status of school trust lands and how they generate revenue for our state schools. And this viewer thinks you know something about that. So we'll start with you.
This is good. I like this.
Yes, the guy who's got the diverging opinion stays the guy who gets to start with that. Well, interestingly enough, I think that question comes because I was very instrumental in my first term in the House in working on a bipartisan way and a bicameral way to be able to bring about an institution of the permanent school trust lands. And the reason you heard some of the others laugh on that is I'm the chair of that. Senator Root is the vice chair, and Representative Sawatsky serves on the commission as well.
And it has been awesome. It has just been a real pleasure to work with both of you, and I do have to say that because the best thing, the issue at hand is what we're all concerned about, and we want to make it right. And you're going to explain it because you do a really beautiful job doing it.
Doesn't he do a great job? It's really,
thanks.
It's really the trust for the kids.
Yeah.
And that's I appreciate that. That's always been the focus. This is for the children in the state of Minnesota, and we are going to do our absolute best to make sure that we get them what they have.
Well, the pressure's on, Representative.
Here we go. Well, little known trivia fact, probably to yourself as well. You have tonight, in addition to some great panelists, the only Republican chair and vice chair in the entire legislature here on this side of the table, chairing committees. When we looked to put together the School Trust Lands Commission, we said, let's take the politics out of this. We're going to have senators on there. We're going to have House members. It's going to be 6 from the House, 6 from the Senate, 3 from the majority party, 3 from the minority party in both chambers. So there's none of this. So we get more seats, you get more seats, and we can make this political. The legislation also says that within the members of the commission, they will select their own leadership. So it's not outside leadership from the majority party, the minority party. It is take the politics out of it. So people are probably saying, so what are these trust lands? When Minnesota became a state, as is the case with all states across the country, we ended up having to set aside at least one section of land in each of the townships for the purpose of school funding. So I always tell people, how do you figure this out? Well, the little house on the prairie when the Ingalls girls went to school, to the one-room schoolhouse, it was out in the middle of nowhere. That was the school section property. It's section 16 in every township here in the state of Minnesota. We said if one is good, the federal law required, we would take 2. And so what we did is we took sections 16 and 36, set them aside. So we would be raising crops on there to buy school books for the Ingalls girls and to pay the school teacher and to get the wood in the furnace, all the things you remember from those days. As education has evolved in the state of Minnesota, as things have happened, the trust lands still remain. In some cases, they've been sold for profit. The money that's been generated has been put into the corpus to be reinvested in other assets for the kids in the state of Minnesota. Or there are some properties that have timber on there. Representative Sawatsky, myself, and Senator Root had the opportunity to go up to northern Minnesota to see these operations, to get a better understanding of what was going on so that we could make better decisions for the kids in the state of Minnesota. There's some mineral assets that are in there. Some really good things for the kids in the state of Minnesota. End of story is there's $1 billion with a B that's in this trust fund right now that pays money each and every year to school districts at about $29 per student. It generates about $29 million. We've got about 1 million kids, so it's $29 per kid that goes to help schools to be able to do some extra things. This is designed to be an asset that would be managed into perpetuity. And if you think about all of the property across the state of Minnesota, up in the Iron Range, you've got a lot of potential for minerals that are up there that can be leased, mined, and royalties coming in that can go into the coffers. The state of Utah, a number of years ago, took their properties, and because they had natural gas and other assets, and turned their corpus into multiple billions of dollars. So it's very significant in being able to offset school charges. And I don't know if that's what you're referring to, Representative Sawatsky, when you say I have kind of a way of explaining that, but that is a general overview of how those assets work.
And there's additional reforms that are underway?
We continue to do that. We're putting in some additional oversight to advise the Commission on this. We've had, again, very bipartisan support on these activities. We've asked the DNR to prioritize the lands because not all the lands are going to be the most productive lands. They may also, just by the nature of the fact that it's two sections in the middle of a township, it might be in the middle of a state park that the kids own that property, and we may want to reunite that with the other properties that are in there, and so we'll put together a schedule to purchase those, changing ownership from the kids to the state of Minnesota. And we need to have funding in the bonding bill and other kinds of things to be able to make those happen. So we're kind of in the infancy of what we can do, but we have always made the pledge that we're going to leave it nonpartisan or bipartisan, and I think we've been very, very successful in doing that for the kids in the state of Minnesota.
I think one of the exciting things is over the past year, we directed the trust to do an inventory of the land, because over the years we've kind of lost sight of what they were being used for and the best resource on that. So this December, we got the full inventory of where are the lands, what are they being used for. And so now we're in the process of a 5-year plan about what are the best uses of those lands to bring the most money into the corpus for the kids. And so that was an exciting report. It's very detailed, and we've been going through that. We have meetings usually on Monday mornings to go through that whole report.
Representative Switsky, anything further on that?
Yeah, well, I think the highlight of it's been a learning curve, first of all, just to understand and know what it's all about. But the highlight was last fall when we did go and tour northern Minnesota and see our timber. And actually, the process of how we do manufacture or get our timber, and then there's a real plan. And so it was a real exciting time to see what we were doing for our children.
We actually blew up
we did, the mine. Yeah.
on the mine, yeah. We had to push
And
the
actually
button
that
down.
day, it was a school trust land piece
Yeah.
of property that we were mining that day. So
And what was the dollar amount? It was
They said that would generate in about 2 weeks $1 million for the corpus in royalties.
yeah.
so exciting project.
Any thoughts on this, Senator
Well,
Cohen?
I tell you, I'm glad the three of these are.
If it were a dairy farm, you'd be
Yeah. You'd be teaching us how to milk that
Another
cow.
little piece of trivia, where one of the runways down at the airport here in the Twin Cities is former school trust lands.
Oh, interesting.
So as people come and go, they're actually landing on and taking off on former trust land property. We wish
Do we
at
get
this
a
point we
fee?
could have negotiated that a little bit differently back that property that just verges Ridgefield. But you live and you learn. So
It's like my father had a chance to buy some Lake Minnetonka property back in the 30s, but who'd want to live way out there? So.
coulda, shoulda.